Welcome back to Central Valley Today. Desperate. It is the last thing you want to be when looking for senior care for a loved one. That's why it's so important to do your research early and find a home for when the time comes. And I am here at a place called home with Colin Murchison and David Murchison with some important things to remember when looking for assisted living for yourself or for loved ones. And I was telling you about my experience with my grandma in a convalescent facility, and before that she had been at several senior care living facilities. So I kind of know what my mom went through, but for people who haven't done the research yet, what are things that we should be looking for when we're looking for senior care living situations?
Probably the first thing is the caregivers. I think I would spend some time talking with the owner about how the caregivers are taken care of. A lot of these smaller residential homes use live-in caregivers, so you might ask, where do they sleep? You might ask what their schedule is, how many hours in the day do they work. You might ask who takes over during the nighttime. Yeah. And things like that.
Yeah, I think caregivers is a great place to start because you could live in, the best accommodations, but if your caregivers aren't giving the care that you need, then the point of living in senior care is sort of moot at that point. What are some red flags we need to be looking out for when we are looking at senior care living places?
So if you're looking at a residential home like this one and you find that the home does use live-in caregivers, the state does not require that you have awake night caregivers. So caregivers that have been working all day often end up working all night if they've got a resident who's having a hard time, and then they're back at it again the next day. When I first started looking for employees, I would ask them, where do you sleep in the home that you're working in currently? And they'd say, oh, we sleep in the living room on the couch, or we sleep in the master bedroom closet, or one couple said that they had been sleeping in an unconverted garage here in Fresno for the last 5 years before they came to work for us. So, I mean, if that's happening,
that's shocking.
It is shocking.
And that's not the worst that we've ever heard from people who come interview with us. And at this point, we don't advertise even for employees because word of mouth is this is the place you want to work.
Where do your caregivers sleep?
I could show you their room and you would think it was a residence room. Right. It is furnished and decorated just as beautifully. They have their own private bathroom available just to them. They're not sharing with the residents here. They get to eat the delicious food that the chef creates. We want to treat them the way we want them treating everyone else.
Because when you are happy in the place that you work, when you're getting enough sleep, I mean, you know this as a nurse, if you're not getting enough sleep, you are not providing the care that you claim to be serving to your patients. So I think when you like where you work, you can give the best care. And so if you see a place that treats their employees, I don't know why you would think that they would treat anybody else any differently. Sure. What do people say about working at a place called home?
Our caregivers stay.
Yeah.
So I still have the first couple that we hired in 2012. They're still with us. I think that says more than anything words could say. They stick around. They want to keep working for us.
But the most important thing that we offer, I think, when it comes to our caregivers, is that we're looking for somebody who just loves what they do. Our caregivers treat these residents like they're their own parents, like they're their own grandparents. They truly love them. I mean, we shed tears when a resident passes away. We love the people that we care for. I mean, and that's where all of this started, when my brother's a teenager, is a love for people who gave so much of themselves to us that it's our turn to give a little bit back to them and help them enjoy the last years of their lives.
You mentioned briefly that a lot of your caregivers specialize in things that many of our aging loved ones run into: Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, things that are age dependent. How do you train your caregivers for special needs of the elderly? So
all of these types of homes are required to do 40 hours of training with their caregivers before the caregivers ever start working. And they do 40 hours annually. And topics that are covered, that you're required to cover by law, are first aid and CPR. Caring for residents with dementia, medication management, death and dying. With our homes, having a medical background, we're able to go a little bit further. And We can provide specialized training for care with residents with Parkinson's disease, which can be pretty complicated in some ways. And then there's some other things that we can do on a case-by-case basis that kind of reaches a little bit into the medical further than other places are allowed to.
I think that's so important because that's usually the catalyst for looking for senior living. You know, if you can't do things on your own, or you are having some cognitive impairment, or you're having some motor skills problems, that's usually the reason that we look for senior living. So to know that not everybody is trained in those areas is surprising. What's the caregiver-patient ratio here at a place called home?
We have a 1-to-3 ratio in our homes. And we have an awake staff at night who's here and conscious all night here to take care of anything that comes up. And all of the caregivers receive that training. And while as David mentioned, every home is required to receive that training, the difference is if you don't have the medical background, you have to outsource it.
Yeah.
So you get the training as an event. It's a one and done. It would be like if you, went to college and you thought that everything you needed to know you learned in college and nobody ever needed to teach you anything else. But we all know that once you get in the workforce, you have questions. You have things that come up on the fly, and you can't wait till the next annual training to get those questions answered. So that's where David, being a nurse, he can be training and working with the caregivers every day, any day of the week, any time of day. I mean, I got a call in the middle of the night last night about something that happened. And we're available all the time to answer those things. We're not just waiting for an expert to eventually teach us.
Right, because living creates many, many scenarios. And so we want those questions right away. And I think that gives peace of mind to families who have residents here and to the residents that live here. If people are interested, they want to come look, they want to see if a place called home is the right fit for them or for their loved one, how do they start that process?
Give us a call. Go on to our website, apchcare.com. Give us a call at 213-7251. You'll get a hold of David directly. We're not even outsourcing that. Come talk directly with us. And
that's my cell phone number.
That's his cell phone number. Yep.
You'll talk right to the men in charge. Well, thank you guys so much. It's a beautiful home. I'm excited for the next one to open. This definitely feels like home, so we will have all the information on A Place Called Home. We'll put it on our website as well. Thank you guys both so much.
Thank you.